Good morning, everyone. Welcome for today's lesson. We shall start by reminding ourselves of what we covered last lesson. Last lesson, we learned about support and movement in plants and animals. So we were able to define support. We said support is the ability of an organism to bear its weight and maintain its body shape. We were also able to differentiate between locomotion and movement. Uh, we, we remember we said that movement actually means the displacement of part of an organism. In plants, it can either be a branch of a tree or a leaf. In animals, movement can occur at organ level, such as when you lift your hand. When you lift your hand, that is movement. Then locomotion, on the other hand, it refers to the movement and the change in location of an organism. That is when you move, when you displace your body from one area to another. That is what we call locomotion. So in other words, movement is just at an organ level, and locomotion is basically the organism level. We also were able to learn about the reasons why support is necessary in animals and also in plants. So this is as it can be displayed the way you are seeing. For animals, support is necessary for attachment of muscles, for protection of delicate body organs, to maintain body shape, and also to enable locomotion to take place. Briefly, reasons why animals locomote. As you know yourself, you do locomotion basically to get food, to get shelter, to look for water, to search for mates, and to also search for breeding sites, or also to escape from predation. And we were also able to cover the mechanical support in plants, and we said mechanical support in plants they include the parenchyma, and we said you say that parenchyma is a mechanical tissue when it is turgid. So it must be turgid for it to be a mechanical tissue. The other one, apart from turgid parenchyma, we have cholenchyma, sclerenchyma, xylem vessels, and tracheids. Then, those are they were four. They were four of them. Then I remember we said that xylem vessels and tracheids, they are strengthening tissue because they have lignin, so they are lignified. Cholenchyma, they are made up of cellulose, and sclerenchyma, they contain both cellulose and lignin. So that is what makes them to have support. We also learned about the skeleton, and we said there are basically three types of skeleton. We have the hydrostatic skeleton, the exoskeleton, and the endoskeleton. We said the functions of the exoskeleton as one, it protects internal organs from mechanical damage. It is waterproof to reduce water loss from the body. It provides surface for muscle attachment. Then it also supports the internal structure of the members of arthropoda. Good. Uh, we then went ahead and looked at the fish, specifically bony fish. And I remember I said you draw the fish. So most of you drew it very well and you made labels. Though some labels were wrong, we were able to correct it. Then we never covered about the functions of the fins, so we can just recap it very fast. For example, the caudal fin of a fish is basically used for propelling the fish forward. Then those which are used for balancing, we have pelvic fin and pectoral fin. The dorsal fin is basically used for staging the fish upright. There are ways in which make fish to be able to move fast. One is it is streamlined body, or we can say it is torpedo shape. It has scales which overlap backwards, so that makes it to reduce friction. Then the body is covered by muscles. The muscles, we say, they're known as myotomes. So they contract and relax, making the fish to be able to move faster in water. Yes. Finally, in our lesson, we went ahead and looked at the mammalian endoskeleton. We were able to have an overview of the whole skeleton, including the axial skeleton and the appendicular skeleton. I remember we covered about the axial skeleton, that it consists of the skull, the sternum, the rib cage, and the vertebral column. So that is, as you can see, this is the rib cage and the sternum. This is the vertebral column. We listed the vertebrae, or the five vertebrae. Vertebrae is actually a bone of the vertebral column. We start with the cervical. Cervical is the first vertebrae, followed by thoracic, lumbar, sacral, and finally the core vertebrae. We looked at the features of all vertebrae. We said a vertebrae is made up of the transverse process. It is made up of the centrum, the neural spine, the neural arc, the neural canal. Good. Then we also have the zygopophysis, where we have the one which is up, which is known as pre-zygopophysis, and below it we have post-zygopophysis. Finally, we were able to look at a few bones of the appendicular skeleton, and we just went forward and looked at the bone that we call the scapula. The scapula, here it is. So this is the only bone that is normally triangular in shape. It is there are two in number, one on the left and the other one on the right. Those are the parts of the scapula. We have the spine, which provides surface for muscle attachment. We have the metacromion and acromion. Then the glenoid cavity. Remember, we said glenoid cavity is actually the cavity which the head of the humerus fits in, and they therefore form a ball and socket joint. So this is the humerus, which normally fits in the glenoid cavity of the glenoid cavity of the scapula. So basically this is what we covered. So during our next lesson that we are going now to start today, we shall therefore look at a different topic. Thank you very much.